It's Al Kapone, Al Capizzi, oh boy, and I am Memphis Made. I was born and raised in Memphis, South Memphis to be exact, but definitely migrated around the whole city. I attended Lauderdale Elementary, I went to Little Rose Elementary, and I went to Orleans Elementary. So those are the 3 elementary schools I went to here in the city. Middle school, junior high, was Vance Junior High, Bellevue Junior High, and Humes Junior High. But I spent majority of my time at Bellevue. High school is Central High and North Side, but Central High is the majority. I got started in music and hip hop early on, as a kid, elementary student. I fell in love with hip hop. Well, I got into music. I just enjoyed just the sounds and the structure, something about the structure of writing a song. When I listened to the songs, I noticed it started off with a chorus, and then it went into these lyrics that talked about this chorus, and the chorus was always repetitive, and I think that kind of drew me into the music a little more, and then I got into actual artists, so I saw the passion of certain artists, so that's what initially drew me into music. Hip-hop, it was just such a different form of music, and I couldn't sing, and it was my way of being able to say, okay, I can do music without being able to sing. I could just learn how to rap. So that pulled me into the rap portion, and then I love the whole culture of hip hop. From the dancing to the graffiti, the DJing, all of it. I just love the culture of hip hop as a whole. So, I was locked in ever since. In my early years, I never was a solo artist. I was always in a group. I never wanted to be a solo artist, even now. I love being in a group. It's something about being in a group environment where you can bounce ideas off of, and you know what I'm saying? But I was forced to be a solo artist, and I maintained myself being a solo. It's pros to being solo too, but I started out I was in groups pretty much the whole time as a rapper until I didn't have any choice but to be solo. When it comes to coming up in the early 90s as a hip hop artist, and honestly, it was probably like the late 80s, early 90s. It was right around that time period. And a lot of my peers were people like A-Ball and Endo. And we used to go to places like the 21st Century Youth Club. I think they started out in Fraser, but they ended up in the Whitehaven area. And we used to all gravitate to that one spot. And you kind of met other rappers from other parts of the city at that spot that was looked at as being serious. Tila was there with a group he was in called Second Level, which included a DJ by the name of DJ Just Born. I can name quite a few of us that were there kind of cultivating our style. Some of the things I like to explore in my music, as I analyze my own music, I notice a lot of my themes are about being inspirational, about how to pull yourself up. A lot of my songs have that theme. It's all about, kind of fighting out of the circumstances, and that's seemed to be the underlying theme in a lot of my music throughout the years. It's all about just pulling yourself up, fighting against the odds. So I think that's my underlying theme of most of my music. I would describe my sound as Memphis underground, it's the Memphis rap sound. That's my style when it comes to the music. Lyrically, it's still Memphis, but it's still, again, I was influenced by a national artist as well. So I know you hear some Ice Cube influences, and but it always was Memphis at the same time. I was pretty much known for my live performances, going out doing shows and just putting on this high energy show. Most rappers would just kind of walk around stage and rap. but I kind of took a more energetic type of stance on it. I would run on stage and I'd jump off a speaker, I'd spin in the air, and I'd come down rapping, and I had a long curl, so I'm throwing my curl like a rock star. So my show was like, it was crazy energetic. It was called Buck and Crunk then. Of course, you know, they call it Crunk now, but it was that energy, what I saw on the dance floor, basically, and when we was out there doing the gangster walk and running around hollering, get bugged, you know, that energy on the dance floor, the same energy I put into when I came on stage and performed. And that's really how I kind of separated myself from most people and built my name up. People kind of remembered me from being the hype, the crunk, the buck, the lit. Yeah, that guy right there. I was lucky to be involved in this film that came out of Memphis. It's called Hustle and Flow. And the way I end up in that film and working on music for that film is because I developed a working relationship with the film producer and director and the writer, Craig Brewer. He was an independent filmmaker and I was an independent Memphis artist, and we kind of ran into each other through Selecto, his distribution right here in Memphis. That networking led me to keep in touch with him until I reached out to him one day and found out that he had John Singleton backing up the Hustle and Flow movie. And through that, he kind of pushed John to come and check out me to see, you know, they were looking for a particular song. John Singleton actually was gonna work with 3 6 Mafia on everything because he already had a relationship with them. But my relationship with Craig put me in a position where Craig brought him to check out some stuff that I did, which ended up being the song It Ain't Over, the Hustle and Flow theme song. And from that, they heard some other songs that I had on my mixtape at the time, one of them being Whoop That Trick. I had no idea that it would make it to a film. I had no idea that years later it'd end up being a chant at a Grizzlies game. I had no idea to end up being the song they play every time a soccer player scores at 901 FC. It's just, I had no idea it would be in WWE NXT with the Trick Williams. Every time he comes out, I had no idea. It was just a song I wanted to do to perform at hood clubs in the early 2000s. And here we are in 2024, going to 25, and it's stronger than ever. So I had no idea that song could do that. But hey, it did, and you know, here I am now, still whoop that trick, get him. The proudest moment for me in my career would be raising a son and a daughter, and you know, they are doing great for themselves, and you know, never got caught up, just being in their life, and you know, knowing that you know, they could have got caught up too, but I was happy to be in their life and kind of make sure that they moved in the right direction, and you know, to this day, proud pappy. Proud daddy, man, you hear me?
When I say see, you say I'll see. See. Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, one more time.
I hope my legacy would be that I wasn't afraid to not go along with what everybody else was doing. That is something I feel like is just a part of who I've been the whole time. I can't say it was always the best decision, you know, because it's sometimes when you just do what's considered popular, you may can blow up faster that way. But I always prided myself on, you know, being true to me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's popular is popular, but I gotta still be true to me in the process. So I hope my legacy is I always stayed true to myself. I always, you know, did what I felt, and I always gave back, you know, from the beginning until now. I always gave back information and knowledge to my peers. Hopefully, it will help them in some shape, form, or fashion. Between staying true to myself and helping other people, I hope that's my legacy.
Still independent, believing in me, and that never would change. Counting my blessing, and that is the reason I don't get caught up in the hype of the fame. Don't get it twisted, I'm feeling superior. What you expect, I'm an image of